Good day everyone. Today I will be sharing with you a project that we created for our subject Mobile Applications Development. So, we were tasked to design and create a mobile application that contains three functionalities. First is a money converter that provides a conversion functionality from several currencies to Philippine peso. The second functionality is a weight converter that provides a simple conversion of kilogram to pound and vice versa. The third functionality is a height converter that provides a simple conversion of centimeters to feet and vice versa. So this video will be made of two parts. First is that I will show you how the application runs. And second, I will show you the code and I will discuss them, the codes that I used for this project. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now we are in the main page of our application. So let's start from the top. So above we can see the title of the application. So it is a label with the text conversion body. For the logo, I thought of three bodies represented by different colors for the three functionalities in this app. So next is the tab for money converter. So we can select from the button, which is the money converter text, or we can also select the icon for that page, which is the green smiley. So now we are prompted to enter a value and we can convert that value to Philippine peso. So let's choose from 5 different foreign currencies. First is US dollar. So we can see below the result. Japanese yen, it's a different result. KSA real, UAE dirham, and lastly is UK pound to Philippine peso. So we can also see beside the result on the right side is a clear button. So when we press that, we are clearing the result box of result values, and we are also clearing the input for the value. And on the bottom part of this page is a home button for going back to the main page. So the next tab is for the weight converter. So it's similar but there's less options as required by the task. So we can enter any value like 50. We can convert this 50 pounds to kilograms and 50 kilograms to pounds. There's also the same functionalities of clearing our inputs and results, and also we can go back to the home menu. So the last the last tab is the height converter, and it's more similar to the weight converter. It also has two options, and again we can also click on the icon to access the page. We are prompted to enter a value. We can convert 44 centimeters to feet or 44 feet to centimeters. We can also clear and we can also go back to the home button. So now I will be showing you the code that I have used for the functionalities in the application. Now I will be showing you and discussing the codes that I use for this project. So in Xamarin, every page has two files. First is for XAML, which is for design, and another is the C# file, which contains the functions of the page. So for the main page, I used three functions for navigation: money clicked, weight clicked, and height clicked. So what it does is that when the function is called, it navigates to that page, and
in this instance, when the money click function is called, it goes to the money converter page. So we can see this function in our SAML file. So it's located in our image button. As you can see here, there's an event trigger for that, and also in our button. So next, I will be showing you the money converter page. Here in the money converter page, I used 5 functions for the 5 currency conversions. So the first function is click button 1. So what this function does is that it gets the input of the user in a text or string form. Then we use parse to convert, or the parse function to convert the string into integer, and then we assign that integer into a value, USD input val or input value. And then we multiply that input value to the currency conversion. So what I did here is that I searched 1 USD is equivalent to what peso. So what I got is 47.8178 pesos. And then we assign that result to another variable named PHP or Philippine peso. And lastly, what we did is that we concatenated the word PHP with the result, and then we assigned that to another variable named converted result. So we can see that result here in the money converter page. It is shown here as a label. And so this event is triggered when we click the button US dollar to Philippine peso. As you can see here, click button 1. So the same goes for the other functions that for conversion, and the only difference is here the value that is relative for the Philippine peso to that foreign currency. So the other functions that we use for the money converter page, we also have a click clear button, and what it does is basically when we click that button, the input becomes cleared, and the converted result also becomes cleared. And finally, another function that we use is click home button. So this is similar to the navigation functions we used a while ago. When this button is clicked, we navigate to the main page. Now I will be showing with you the codes that I used for the weight converter page. So as per the requirements, we are required to have conversion from pounds to kilograms as well as kilograms to pounds. So that means we already need 2 functions. So the first function is click button 1. So what this function does is that it gets the input of the user, and then we use the parse function to convert that input or string into integer. Then we assign that to a variable named LBS input val. So that variable, we multiply it to the conversion value. So basically, what I did is, since this function is for pounds to kilograms, I searched in Google 1 pound is to how many kilograms. So based on my search, 1 pound is equal to 0.453592. So that is why we use that here in this computation. Then we assign the result to the variable named kilogram. Then that result we concatenate with the unit to help the user understand the result. Then we assign that to a variable named converted result. So I would just like to share that there's also an alternative to this method. There's an alternative to manual computation. You can actually use a function named unit converter from the Xamarin Essentials library. But for some reason, unfortunately, that doesn't work for me. So if you know the workaround for that, kindly share in the comment section. But for those like me who doesn't have that function, you can use this function. So the same goes for the click button 2, or the function for converting kilograms to pounds. The only difference is this. So the conversion value. Again, we searched 1 kilogram is to how many pounds? 2.20462. That is why you can see that here. So the other functions that we used for the page, again, is the click clear button, and another is the click home button, like the ones in the money converter page. So next is the height converter page, and I will also be discussing the codes that I used there. Now, the final requirement for the project is to create a height converter page, specifically a conversion from centimeters to feet and also feet to centimeters. So this is also similar to the weight converter page, of course, except for the value, the conversion value. So starting from click button 1, what we did is that we again got the input of the user. We use the parse function to convert the string input into integer. We assigned it to a variable, and then we multiply that variable to the conversion value. So what we did again is to search in Google 1 centimeters is to how many feet. And there, according to our result, it's 1 centimeter is equal to 0.03 foot. And then we concatenated with the unit and also assigned it to a variable. So this function, we can see it in our page here. So when the user clicks on the button centimeters to feet, that event is triggered. The same goes for the other function. So also the value is the one that is changed. And for the rest of the functions that we use, we also have a button or a function when the home button is clicked, and another function when the clear button is clicked. And that's all for my project, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for listening.